Hey guys, Dark Angel here, so bringing you the light again. So if you look on my screen there, you notice that I have birth certificate, and what does it say right there in the parentheses? Settlement. This is what that means. It means you are owned, you are a slave, you are cattle, stock, or land. Okay, and this comes straight from this comes straight from, if you could read right here, the European Union Court. Straight out of Europe, guys. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me see something here. There we go. That's better. So you can see it says a settlement certificate, also known as a birth certificate, since 1837 is an official document issued to validity recorded poor paupers, granting them certain basic rights and entitlement to benefits in exchange for recognition of their status as being owned as property and lawful equivalent to a voluntary slave plantation. Imagine that. Origin of settlement birth certificates. Under King Henry VIII of England and his Venetian Magyar advisors, the first poor laws were first promulgated around 1535, okay, coinciding with the first official mandate requiring uniform record, okay. And let's see, record keeping by the Church of England, parishes of birth, okay, deaths, and marriages. The poor were considered the responsibility of the church, including ensuring they had ample work and did not starve, okay, and did not starve to death, okay, as they were considered by default the property of the church. My. Okay, under Queen Elizabeth I of England, a set of measures which were introduced which had the effect of accelerating the disenfranchisement of land peasants into landless paupers. Under the Erection of Cottages Act in 1588, peasants required local parish permission to erect dwellings, whereas before the erection of a dwelling by a land peasant on their lord's land was considered a right. As a result, the ranks of the landless poor or paupers swelled. Okay. Under Queen Elizabeth I of England, the laws concerning the administration and care of the poor were refined through the Poor Law of 1601, which introduced a basic set of rights for the poor. Okay? And you thought you knew what the birth certificate really was. Surprise! You didn't, you don't, but now you do. So, the poor, as well as the introduction of two overseers of the poor, guardian in each parish, okay, elected at Easter and funded through the first levy tax through local rates, one called council taxes on property owing ratepayers. Okay, under Charles II of England, the concept of the settlements as plantations of working poor controlled by the Church of England
was further refined through the Settlement Act of 1662 and the Poor Relief Act of 1662, including for the first time the issuance of settlement certificates, equivalent to a birth certificate, passport, social security card rolled into one document. A child's birthplace was the place of settlement, unless its mother had a settlement certificate from the age of 7. From some other parish stating that the unborn child was included on the certificate. However, from the age of 7 upwards, the child could have been apprenticed and gained a settlement for itself through called indentured service or voluntary slavery. Also, the child could have obtained a settlement for itself by service by the time it was 16. Okay. Under the reforms of the Settlement Act of 1662 and the Poor Relief Act of 1662, no one was allowed to move from town to town without the appropriate settlement certificate. If a person entered a parish in which he or she did not have official settlement and seemed likely to become chargeable in the new parish, then an examination would be made by the justices for parish overseers. From this examination on oath, the justices would determine if that person had the means to sustain himself. The results of the examination were documented in the examination paper. As a result of the examination, the intruder would then either be allowed to stay or would be removed by means of what was known as a removal order, the origin of modern equivalent of an eviction and removal notice.